Hello everyone, Jill here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a cherry on top YouTube hop for April. And I can't believe we're almost at April. I'm making this at the very end of March. And the theme is spring activities, spring hobbies and so forth. And I decided to, for my traveler's notebook page, I'm working in this. I think you guys have seen some of my layouts. I'm kind of in the same color scheme, I think, as my last spread, because I'm working with greens for spring, which I guess I've been gravitating toward, but we're in March. So I'm not really there with the April green. So I have more of this muted green for March or for early spring. And my photos kind of reflect that because there's not a lot of color. There's yellow and green and a little bit of blue. And so that's what I'm working with for the colors. And let me tell you kind of what I've put together. I think you can already see that I'm working with photo collages. So I made 2 of them. And I had this idea that I thought would be fun to do like a little spring walk, spring cut for my haircut, spring geese, spring cake, and so forth. So I am finishing that up. I thought I would do a little bit on camera. I typed spring. I was sure I had a stamp, but I couldn't find anything. And I wanted something really kind of tiny. So it worked out fine just to type it. And then I used just, the little basic letter stamps to stamp in each of the elements in my collages. So I'm going to cut out, we're taking our puppy to puppy class. So I'm going to cut out spring class. She's hiding under the chair because she's afraid of the other puppies. So that'll bring that memory back. I'll think about where we're going to put these in a minute. Then I already did these 2. So we have spring cake and spring pear. You're going to hear for the first time little Juniper's voice, right, Juniper? Remember in the first video I made while I had her, I was like whispering because I was afraid I was going to wake her up from a nap. But it's late in the day. She's not sleeping now. And she's much older. And we'll hope she stays relatively quiet until I get through. Okay, so spring geese. And what I wanted to show you was, I love this little, it's not little, but this art and creative, oh boy, she's playing with the toy set, which has a bunch of different really useful sentiments, but it also has this little frame thing that I used for these. And it has a round one, which is really nice. I've used that before too. And then these lines. So it's a nice little set. I love art and creative these days. And so I have all of these ready to glue down. And I am going to use some die cuts. So I did, this is a I'm pretty sure it's an Echo Park selection of sort of lacy borders. So I did one out of the new Tim Holtz paper collection. I wanted to use more of it. I'm not sure if I will though, because I'm trying not to completely overwhelm the page. But I really love the green. I got the green pack and I love the designs and especially like the tickets and stamps. Speaking of stamps, what I did for this, it's like postage stamps, and I could pull these apart, but I kind of like the way it came out as a bit of a quilt. So I'm going to use it that way and maybe just adhere part of it so that it's clear that it's a little stamp thing. What I did was I just took a regular old piece of paper and I put washi tape on it. And the washi tape had a bit of a patchwork pattern, but not this intensely. So I created that. So you might try experimenting with washi tape. And I really like the colors. The colors are soft and March-like and work really well for me. So those are my 2 die cut elements that will kind of go at the bottom to kind of ground the photo collages. And then I'm going to, oh boy, very sharp puppy bark. I'm going to use these Tim Holtz dies, or I did use them, with some green paper to put in a little bit of promise of green and growth and florals without it being really intense. So so that's going to happen. And then it's going to be a very simple layout. The other thing I thought I might do, these are really tiny stickers. I don't know if you have some very small stickers, and they're floral, and they're like little pops of color. So for my final touch, which I probably won't do on camera, but you'll be able to see this on my Instagram and such, it will be these little bits of confetti made from stickers. But I also probably will put in a few little sequins because I always like that as a final touch. But the first thing I want to do before I glue anything down is I pulled out a couple of background stamps that are floral. One is kind of bold, but I might use a bit of it. It's a Simon Hurley background. I love to use backgrounds just in part. And then this is an older Tim Holtz floral background that it can be quite delicate with a light ink. The inks I used for the labels are green tea from Catherine Pooler, and oops, my puppy somehow burst her way out. So anyway, I guess I'll let her explore a bit. She burst her way out of her captivity, as puppies will do. But I don't want this video to be terribly long anyway, because I think you really get the idea of what I'm doing here. But I'll show you the background idea I had in mind. I like amber. That's a really pretty one. I might bring a bit of that in. Cove blue, I'm kind of new to that color. It's a bit darker. And stone blue is what I want to start with, because that'll be really nice and light. And you see the effect you get with these stamps, particularly the Tim Holtz stamp, is really pretty. It just kind of breaks up the color of the page, and you know, you don't even have to use a stamp block for this technique. Kind of just want to press it down, and then so that gives you an idea of how I'm going to do that. And then I'm just going to put a few of these in a, this larger boulder, but I think I might use either the sauna from Catherine Pooler, but more likely the amber, or kind of a combo of the two. So we'll see how that looks for the background. And my puppy's coming over here. I'm gonna have to tend to her. But anyway, it gives you some ideas, I hope, for a spring layout if you want to do like collage photos. And so I have this like polenta cake I eat in the spring. So it is indeed a spring cake. Pears, you don't have to eat them in the spring, but I have been. And they're just kind of yellow and pretty and spring-like. And so yeah, that's the collage, and that's the way of incorporating a few die cuts. And I'm really happy that we have more light this time of day. So I was able to make this video later in the day. And I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, check out my Instagram for the final version. It'll look pretty much like this, but with everything will be glued down, and then some sprinkling of sequins. I don't think I really need to do journaling. I've kind of captured it in the little captions I've made with this wonderful art and creative set. Anyway, be sure to comment on this video, and then hop along to the other videos and leave comments for a chance to win store credit at a cherry on top. And I always appreciate your comments. I don't always get a chance to get in there and comment myself, but I just want you guys to know that I really appreciate you, and thanks for joining me today. See you next time. Bye.